Hey guys, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey, well, first, I guess I'll just ask Lauren. Lauren, it felt like as a whole, as a team, you guys did a really good job of, getting the best shot available, getting rebounds, out rebounding opponents, tough defense. How often does Coach Littell stress those things that coaches always like to stress to players, like tough defense, getting the best shot, out rebounding?
Coach Littell, he stresses that a lot. I think he puts an emphasis on saying that in order for us to be a good team, we have to do those things. If we want to be great, we have to have tough defense, not just some games, but always every game. So he really stresses it a bunch.
And do you feel like you guys did a good job of those things? Getting that best shot, rebounding. How do you feel like you guys did in that in today's game?
I think we did a great job. I think we out rebounded them, held Charlie to how many how many 10 points, and she's had a couple of great games, so I think that was a good emphasis. Tasha did a really good job holding her down, so I think we did a great job as a team.
Certainly. Hey, you sunk those threes too. How'd those feel at the start of the game?
They felt good. I've been in kind of a slump, so I've been staying after practice, just working on my shot, and once the first one went down, I knew it was gonna be a good night.
That's right. And Natasha, I wanted to ask you, I know you were on the floor at the end of the game there when Coach Littell was, as we talked about earlier, just like kept reminding this team to keep at it, keep the defense going, keep the intensity up. What was he saying to you guys at the end of the game there? It sounded like he was saying, hustle, hustle. What was he saying there?
He was just telling us to stay locked in because anything can happen within the last 2 minutes. We got to stay focused and we got to close out a game.
And Tasha, I also, kind of want to close with this. Like, it really felt like you guys played cowgirl basketball tonight. For all the things I said earlier, getting the best shot, rebounding. How fun is it to play cowgirl basketball?
It's very amazing. When we play our game, it's like we're like unstoppable. We have this connection which is like unbelievable.
All right, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Hey, Lauren, Texas came in here putting up 77 points per game. What did you think of the defensive effort tonight, holding Texas to 51?
I think we did a really good job. Coach talked about it in the locker room just a while ago that we did holding Texas to 51 points was a really good job. They're a really good team. So I think they just came off a win against Iowa State, a big win. So we knew we had to come in with the right intensity to hold them to 51 points. So.
And Tasha, I think the stat broadcast said 6 blocks. That was a big part of the defensive effort. Did you feel locked in defensively?
Oh, yes. Defense, like if I struggle offense-wise, defense is where I can pick it up at. It's where I can really be me.
Yeah, for sure. And Lauren, Tasha stuffed the stat sheet once again. Do you guys get used to watching her do that every night, or is it still cool to watch?
We get used to it. I would say we get too used to it. Sometimes we get caught watching her, so we got to remember to go help her out sometimes.
Well, yeah, they're at the point where they just set up for me to block and get the rebound.
Yeah. And, I'm only 19. I'm not sure if either of you guys were born, but remember the 10 night, 20 years ago, I think to the day, with just how much it means to this university, I'll start with you, Tasha. It's got to feel great to get a win like this on Remember the 10 night.
Yes, it feels great to get the dub for Remember the 10, just have a little joy with it, even though it was a tragic day.
Lauren, you've been a part of, I guess, a couple Remember the 10 nights now. This one, did it feel special out there?
I think so. It really did. I don't think it would have felt the same if we came out with a loss. So I'm glad we came out to win for them.
I appreciate the time, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Lauren. So one thing I was going to ask you was, what did you see in the press that Texas was kind of implementing a majority of the game, and how did you guys break that down?
I think they really full court pressed us, tried to get us like out of our tempo. We've been working in practice on our press breaks, so just executing those and putting them in the game was a really good job by our part.
And one thing that it looked like Texas was doing was, even when they weren't full court pressing you, it looked like even in the half court, they were really closing the space extremely well. What was that something that you guys kind of knew on the scouting report for this team, and how did you implement that in practice?
Yeah, that was something that was definitely in the scouting report. Coach put in a 4-out offense that we normally don't run. because he knew how much they would pressure us. So I think that really worked and helped us transfer it to the game. So.
And then Tasha, I'll ask you, playing against Charlie in this format, is this kind of something you were expecting for next year, and how did this game kind of help you know what to expect?
Honestly, I expected it, and it's great to play against a great competition. It just gets me ready for the next level.
Thank you, guys.
So Natasha, I was going to ask you specifically, kind of feed off of what Jacob asked you. Could you just talk about a little bit of the battle with Charlie? I mean, you had 6 blocks, obviously, and you played really good defense. So what did kind of that battle look like between you?
Honestly, it was one heck of a battle. She's a great player, all respect. I did what I had to do. It's something I practice and practice. It was just a great game all around.
Have you had a chance to look back at the intentional foul in the end of the third quarter, and do you have any comment on that?
No comment.
Anything else? All right, thank you guys. I'll be back.
All right, tremendous effort by our group tonight. Before we talk about the game, I'd like to say this is Remember the 10 Day, and our thoughts and prayers goes out to the families that lost loved ones back in 2001, and we talked to our team about that today to understand who Oklahoma State is and how genuine the people are here. And I just talked about the way that Eddie Sutton handled things. And I just want to say to the families that our thoughts and prayers are with you today. And OSU made a pledge to never forget, and they haven't. And very proud to be a part of this university because of that. Really proud of the way our team played. I thought we played loose, relaxed, with a great deal of confidence. We're aggressive on the offensive and defensive ends of the floor. Did an exceptional job rebounding the basketball. They had 6'5", 6'5" inside, and our kids were scrappy tonight. Had some really nice plays in transition. 3 people in double figures and another one with 8 and 6. And, I'll talk about the individuals in a little while, but first one I want to talk about is Lauren Fields. She had struggled in the previous game and hadn't scored and was 0 for 7. And instead of hanging her head, she came back and got in the gym and stayed after every night and worked on her shot. And there was no accident that she was making shots tonight. She put in the time, and she deserved that. And questions, guys?
Yeah, Coach, I'll go first. I wanted to ask you a little bit about the team as a whole. Holden shooting over 50%, out rebounding Texas, only shooting 12 threes, gritty, tough defense, as you said. Do you feel like in today's game, you guys got back to playing your brand of basketball you want this team to play?
I thought we were very solid. We changed defenses, played our zone and played our man, and had a really good recognition of what we're trying to do. Coach Annan teaches that 20 defense, and I think they played it the way he envisioned it being played today, keeping the ball out of the high post, challenging deep shots in the corner. And offensively to shoot 50% in each of the 4 quarters and to win the rebound battle was really solid. Was very concerned about the press going in, and Jamie Asbury played 40 minutes I thought she did a great job of handling the press, knowing when to go and attack, knowing when to pull it back out. Her decision making was very good. We had 1 day of preparation for this press, and I believe our group was very locked in and got a feel for what we wanted to do against the press.
And with the way your team finished last game in Manhattan and the way the team started both halves today against Texas, Coach, do you feel like maybe you're starting to string a little bit of momentum together?
Well, I hope so. And you know, the challenge the next game, and this is what I hate about my career. Sometimes I don't enjoy wins like this enough. You start thinking about the next one. I told our kids to enjoy this win, but you know, the challenge is starting tomorrow to come off of that game and start preparing for the next one. And that's always a challenge after getting a big win. And Texas had been our nemesis. I think we lost 12 in a row to them. So it was a really good feeling for these kids to get the win. They've got a part of them that they want to do things that other teams haven't done. And there's a pride level and there's a chemistry level that they really like each other. They play for each other. They enjoy each other's celebrations and successes. So it was good. Every phase of it was good tonight.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. One thing I'll ask you is, how do you simulate that kind of press that Texas was running today whenever you're prepping for this game in practice?
Well, that's a great question, but you can't, because we don't press like that. We don't train ourselves to do that. You got your kids, young kids coming off the bench. It's hard to simulate. We basically ran a lot of it skeleton against no defense and said, here's our looks. Here's how we're going to get open. Here's 2 different press breaks. And I thought they handled it both. We didn't turn the ball over. I think one time in the backcourt, we threw it out of bounds right before the half. Our turnovers, and we talked about this as well, you know, after you break the press, run good offense, get open, have timing, make good decisions. That's where some of our turnovers came. But against the press, we weren't able to simulate that. It was just, here's what we're going to do. And, you know, Jamie Asbury played really good. If, you know, you go over it and there were 2 turnovers and she played 40 minutes, that's a really solid game.
And one thing I want to see what you kind of think on this is, whenever you're in a press, when you're playing against a team kind of like that has that sort of press, what things do you kind of look at to exploit? And is there something that Texas did specifically that was different than other types of presses?
Well, we don't, honestly, in this league, we don't see a lot of presses. That's why they're unique in preparing for them. And Vic Schaefer had great success at Mississippi State, and he pressed all the time there. And we had seen it. We played them twice in 2016. Is that right, Ryan?
I'm sorry.
It was 2017 when we played Mississippi State.
Yeah, 17.
So we had played them twice. So we had a feel for what their press was like. And I thought we had some good things in place, and the kids executed it. But it takes really, really good point guard play to beat them. And I'm proud of what Jamie did offensively, but what she did handling the press and getting us entered in their offense was really solid tonight.
Coach, Texas came in here averaging 77 points a game, holding them to 51. And the really notable thing I thought was only having 10 team fouls. What can you say about the defensive performance tonight and the ability to play without fouling?
Well, when you challenge shots on the perimeter, challenge threes out of the corner, and make them hit those, stop dribble drives, and keep people off the free throw line. Charlie Collier was a 82% free throw shooter, and she shot one free throw tonight, and their other 6'5" kid was 2 for 2. So we held their post players to three attempts at the free throw line, and that gives you an idea about Mack's presence in the lane and how well she played, and not only blocked shots but altered shots, and she's just special, and she was really good tonight.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you about was you kind of hit on a little bit, but yeah, the lack of turnovers. Texas came in to this game averaging the forcing the most turnovers in the Big 12, 21. That number 14, I don't know if you had a number going in what you kind of wanted, but are you happy with that number?
I'm always in that. I'm greedy. I'm in that 10 to 12 range. We've had games that we've had 5, 6 turnovers, but against their pressure, that's a good number. And we didn't have many turnovers, what I call bad turnovers, where you throw it across the floor, they run through and get a layup. We didn't have many turnovers like that. No turnover is good, but to not have bad turnovers was a big plus for us.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, I know tonight you played a lot of zone defense, and it was pretty effective. Why was it so effective tonight, and just what did your girls do well that, kept Texas from scoring much tonight?
Well, I thought we hustled more out of it. I thought we were assignment conscious. It's not a junior high zone. Coach Ann spends a lot of time teaching that, and here's where you go when the ball's here. They have that many people on the side of the floor. We got to get that many people on the side of the floor. And I thought tonight was the best we've been about being assignment conscious and everybody doing their job. And it takes 5 people. I know that's a cliche, but it takes 5 people being connected in that defense. And sometimes that's more difficult to play than the man, but it helped us keep them from scoring off the dribble and getting in the middle of the lane. And that's what their guards do really well.
And then Texas closed to 3 at halftime, but then first couple minutes of third quarter and fourth quarter, you seem to have a nice little run. How important are those to keep Texas from, that gap or taking the lead?
Well, we talk to our players all the time about the first 5 minutes of the game, the first 5 minutes of the second half, and the last 5 minutes of the game are crucial. And I didn't think we played necessarily well the last 5 minutes. I think that's where we see our inexperience at times. We trying to hold on and not lose games instead of finish them out and win them. But very good to start. We knew that we better deliver the first blow in the second half, or they were going to be very good. We got off to a good start. We wanted to get the ball inside to Mack. We were settling for too many jump shots early, and did a good job. There were kids. Talia Natoya did a lot of things tonight. Went in, got offensive rebounds, kicked it out to Lauren Fields for a 3. That doesn't show up in the scorebook, who made that play. Big shot by Lowe, but big play by Tolly. And Taylon Collins made a lot of plays. Very, very solid play out of those 2 freshmen tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Anything
So I
else?
was just going to ask you about the overall performance from Charlie tonight, but also just in general about how good of a player she really is.
Well, Charlie Collier's a really good player. I think we got pretty good with ourselves here on that, and it was a nice matchup. It's 2 players that are really good players, have been good for their team for a long time. I'm a Charlie Collier fan, but I'm a big time Natasha Mack fan too on what she does. Both kids approach the game, and they're going to play beyond this year, and they're going to make money playing a sport they love to play.
Yes, sir. And then just one more question. What went into the game plan today as y'all just contained her to 10 points? What specifically did y'all do to slow her down?
Well, I think that a lot of that has to do with Mack's presence and she blocked a couple shots early, and I think that was a factor in the game. And we just didn't give anything easy. When she caught the ball on the perimeter, we had a hand in the face. And our focus tonight was to try to stop Charlie Collier, because she's the second leading scorer in our league. And our kids did a good job of bringing help when we needed help. But for the most part, Max shaped up and was very good defensively tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
guys.
Great win.
Thank you.